Okay, welcome to my channel Maths with Mohanty sir. Children, in the last class we completed the chapter Coordinate Geometry. So today let us start a new chapter, that is Statistics. In Statistics, what we will read is about three measures of central tendency. You know, in class 9 it was there, how to calculate mean, median and mode of on-group data or on-group frequency distribution. It was there in class 9. Okay. Here we will discuss again the same thing, but the approaches, the methods are different to calculate the three measures of central tendency, namely mean, median and mode. Okay, so let us see how to calculate the mean of a discrete frequency distribution. So what is discrete frequency distribution? That means you will be given some observations or on-group data along with their frequencies. How will you calculate its mean? Children, there was a method known as direct method. In class 9 it was there, direct method. So what is direct method or long method? It is also called long method. What is the direct method or long method? To calculate your mean of discrete frequency distribution, and then the same method we can apply to find the mean of continuous frequency distribution also. So let us see how the direct method is applied to find the mean of a discrete frequency distribution. For that, let us consider a discrete frequency distribution in which the scores or the observations are given xi. Xi means the score or the observations. Suppose 4, 6, 9, 10, 15 and their corresponding frequency Fi. Fi stands for frequency. So the corresponding frequencies of these observations are given. Now how to calculate the mean of this discrete frequency distribution by the long method? I mean direct method. So what is the formula to calculate mean by direct method? The formula to calculate mean by direct method is your x bar equal to x bar. It is the symbol for mean of n observations, okay, in a distribution. So in a discrete frequency distribution, to calculate the mean, we will use this formula. X bar equal to sigma fi into xi, I taking values from 1 to n. Means where I varies or I takes values from 1 to n, sigma fi xi. It is the product of what? It is the product of frequency and observation or scores divided by n. And n is what? N is the total number of observations or sum of frequency. This n is also equal to sigma fi. This is the formula to calculate the mean of what? Your discrete frequency distribution by the long method or the direct method. Okay. Now let us apply this formula to calculate the mean of this frequency distribution. Then we have to make another column C. We have to make another column, and in this column, what we have to find out? We have to find out the product of Fi and Xi, that is score and frequency. So let us find the product of Xi and Fi and Xi. So 4 into 5 it is 20, 6 into 10 60, 9 10 19, 10 7 70 and 15 8 is 120. Now after finding the product of Fi and Xi, okay, what we will do? We have to add this then, because we have to find the sum. Sigma stands for summation. Sum of the product of Fi and Xi. So add this. If you add, you will get how much? You will get sigma Fi Xi equal to, it will be 360. You see. If you add this, you will get 360. So now we got the value of sigma Fi into Xi, and we know what is the value of sigma Fi or n. So now you substitute these values here. If you substitute these values here in the formula for direct method of calculating mean, so what you will get? 360 divided by 9, it is 40. See, so 40 will be the mean of this discrete frequency distribution. And how did we calculate the mean? We calculated the mean of this discrete frequency distribution using the long method or the direct method. Okay, so this is one of the methods. We can apply the same method to continuous frequency distribution also. This distribution is not a continuous frequency distribution. It is a what? Continuous frequency distribution means where class intervals are given, where classes or class intervals are given, and the upper limit, I mean all classes are continuous. You know what is continuous class. What are continuous classes and what is continuous frequency distribution, you know. we can apply this method, direct method or long method, to calculate the mean of your continuous frequency distribution also, like we applied it to a discrete frequency distribution. Now children, one thing you mark here. You mark one thing here. This method is a very lengthy method, time taking method. Why? Because the reason is because you see, when we multiply Fi and Xi, the product of Fi and Xi may be very, very large. So in case the product of Fi and Xi is very large, so no doubt the sum of Fi, I mean sigma Fi into Xi, it will be a very big number or large number. So in that case, it may be very time taking to calculate the mean using this formula, that is direct method. So that is why this method is generally not applied to calculate the mean. But if you apply the method to calculate the mean, it is okay. That does not mean we cannot apply the direct method or long method to calculate mean of discrete frequency distribution as well as your continuous frequency distribution. Okay. Now let us see how this method, direct method, is applied to find the mean of continuous frequency distribution. Let us take a continuous frequency distribution. Suppose you are given a continuous frequency distribution like this. You see, suppose you are given, let us consider a continuous frequency distribution, class interval, and you see, these are class intervals, these frequencies. Okay. Suppose you are given, you see, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, these are classes. These are, look at the classes are continuous. 30 to 40, 40 to 50, you see. These are class intervals and these are clearly continuous classes because look at the upper limit and the lower limit. Upper limit of one class coincides with the lower limit of the next class or the succeeding class. Hence all classes are continuous. So it is a continuous frequency distribution. Suppose frequency is given 7, 10, 15, your 8 and 10. You see, 8 and 10. See, look at. So, see, these are classes, continuous classes. This is a continuous frequency distribution. Suppose we want to calculate the mean of this continuous frequency distribution. This is continuous because in all classes, look at the upper limit and lower limit. Upper limit of one class coincides with the lower limit of the next or the succeeding class. Hence, it is a continuous frequency distribution. Now, how to calculate its mean? Using the same direct method or long method. Let us see. In this case, you see, look at. As you are given the classes or class intervals, so you have to find the class mark. Make another column. Class mark. You know what is the formula to find class mark? Class mark means it is the midpoint of the class or class interval. What is the formula to find class mark? Class mark is found out by your lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. It is the average. It is the average of the lower limit and upper limit. That means you see. That means 0 to 10, 0 plus 10, 10 by 2 is 5, you see. The class mark will be 5, you see. And these class marks will be taken as Xi, you see. These class marks will be taken as Xi, okay. Now, 10 to 20, it will be 15. 20 to 30, it will be 25. 30 to 40, 30 plus 40, 70 by 2, 35, you see. And 40 plus 50, 90, 90 by 2, 45, you see. Look at what is the width of each class here. In this question, width of each class is 10. 10 minus 0 width. Width or class size. Upper limit minus lower limit. 10 minus 0 to, that means all the widths you see. All the classes are having uniform width or same class size. Okay. So look at. So definitely the class mark will also differ by 10 only. Means equal to the width of each class. 5, 15. 5 plus 10, 15, 15 plus 10, 25, 25 plus 10, 35. So like this you can also find the class mark of the midpoints of the classes. Okay. Now what is the next step? What is the next step to find? What will be the next step to find the mean of this continuous frequency distribution by the direct method or the long method? Now we got Xi. Earlier Xi was not given. Xi, how to get Xi? Xi is equal to the midpoint or the class mark of each class. Okay? Each class or each class interval. Find the midpoint or the class mark. That will be equal to Xi. Now after getting Xi, make another column sigma Fi into Xi. Take the product of Fi and Xi. take the product of fi and xi, you see. So what is xi? 5. What is fi? It is 7. 7 into 5 is 35. 15 into 10 is 150. 15 into 25, it will be how much? 15 5 is 75. 7. 375. Then 8 into 35, it will be 40. 280. Then it will be 450. Look at what I was just telling few minutes ago. The product of fi and xi, it may be very large. You see, these are very large numbers. You see, 7 5 fi into xi 35, 15 10 150, this is 375. So now what you have to do? You add all the frequencies. You see, what is n? You find out by adding all the frequencies. Your 8 plus 5, 13 plus 7, 20, 2, 3, 4, 5. N will be 50. N means it is sigma fi, sum of frequencies. Okay. Total number of observations is equal to sum of frequencies. That means there will be 50 observations in this distribution. Okay, or in this continuous frequency distribution. Now you take the sum of these. Find out sigma fi xi. Let us see how much it will be. 0 5 5 5 is 10. Carry 1 6 14 21 26 29. It will be 9. 2 4 plus 2 is 6 8 11 12. You see, it will be 1290. Okay. 5 5 10 0 carry 1 6 14 21 27 5 5 10 10 carry 1 6 8 6 14 14 plus 7 21 21 plus 5 26 plus 3 29 2 6 8 11 yes, it will be 1290. See, in this case we got such a large number. Look at, we got the product of fi and xi, such a large number. Why? Because when we found the product of fi and xi, the product is very large number. Okay, so now we got the value of sigma fi and xi, fi into xi, and we got the value of n or sigma fi. Now we can use the direct method to calculate the mean. Therefore, so what will be the mean? So the mean will be equal to, you see, therefore the mean of this continuous frequency distribution according to or applying the direct method is sigma fi xi divided by your n. It is your 1290 divided by 50. So you cancel 0 and 0, then you divide 129 by 5. 5 2 is 10, 2 9, 5 5 is 25, 4. You see, 25.8. It will be the mean. This 25.8 will be the mean of this continuous frequency distribution. So children, what I want to convey you in this lesson? In this lesson, I want to convey the message that we can find the mean of a discrete frequency distribution as well as your continuous frequency distribution using the direct method or the long method. Okay, the formula remains the same. The only difference is what? If the frequency distribution is continuous, then we have to find the class mark or the midpoint of each class or class interval in order to get the value of xi. Because if we do not get the value of xi, then how to get the product of fi and xi? And if we do not get the product of fi and xi, fi into xi, then how to get sigma fi xi? And if we do not get the value of sigma fi into xi, then we cannot use this one to find the mean by the direct method or the long method. Okay. So this is one of the methods, but it is a very lengthy and time-taking method. It is a very lengthy and time-taking method. That is why it is generally not applied to find the mean of what? Your discrete frequency distribution as well as your continuous frequency distribution. But you can apply it. You can apply this method to find the mean of discrete as well as continuous frequency distribution. Then, so what are the other methods of calculating mean of a discrete frequency distribution as well as your continuous frequency distribution? There are two other methods. One is the shortcut method or assumed mean method. Another one is step deviation method. So we shall discuss those two methods in the next class. Children, I hope whatever I discussed in this class, how to find the mean of a discrete frequency distribution and a continuous frequency distribution using the direct method or long method, you must have understood. If at all it is true, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Okay. So we shall discuss the other methods of finding mean in the next class. Thank you.